Welcome back. Time now for the news from the left. Once viewed by the media as the second coming of Christ, Michael Avenatti is heading to jail. The former lawyer for porn star Stormy Daniels was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for trying to extort up to $25 million from Nike by threatening the company with bad publicity. The judge in the case called Avenatti's conduct outrageous, said he had become drunk on the power of his platform. We couldn't agree more. That platform, by the way, was the constant praise from those in the media who showered Avenatti with attention and love after the Stormy Daniels lawsuit against the most hated man in the universe, President Donald Trump.
Lately, to me, you're like the Holy Spirit. You are all places at all times.
Looking ahead to 2020, one reason why I'm taking you seriously as a contender is because of your presence on cable news.
He's not only the attorney who represents Stormy Daniels, he's Donald Trump's worst nightmare. Michael Avenatti.
No one has talked tougher directly to Donald Trump on TV than Michael Avenatti, and Donald Trump is afraid to mention his name.
You see how this all works, how stupid all these people really are? It's true. They think they're really smart. Managing editor of Newsbusters, Curtis Houck, tweeted earlier that Avenatti could be seen crying before his sentencing today. It's a very long fall down from being a rich, popular, LA-based attorney that everybody loves to going to jail for 30 months. It's no fun. Next up, members of BLM reminding us how much they hate this country while, again, not leaving. A Black Lives Matter chapter in Utah has called the American flag a symbol of hatred. Only used by dumb racists, they say. The American flag. In a 4th of July post, of course, on the group's Facebook page, they write, "When we see this flag, we know the person flying it is a racist. When we see this flag, we question your intelligence. It is a symbol of hatred." I mean, if you support Black Lives Matter, how intelligent could you really be? I mean, when you really look at it. Look at the situation in Chicago right now. They couldn't care less. The group's called Black Lives Matter. And you love how angry they are, too. The greatest punishment for these people is how miserable and angry they are. I mean, you can just laugh at them. And they'll never get their way, is the best part. The post quickly sparked outrage, though, even among their own members, with one saying the group was alienating people. Duh. They claimed that they also received death threats, forcing them to close down the comment section. They vowed to donate $3 whole for every negative comment toward helping to re-elect squad member Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which is a total waste of money because I can guarantee you that woman ain't going anywhere anyways. She's got way too high of a Q rating. She'll never be beat. Get used to her. Next up, Naomi Osaka, the tennis star who needed a mental health break, very liberal tennis star, by the way, big BLM supporter. She needed a mental health break after deciding to forego press conferences, is now breaking her silence with a new op-ed. Osaka graces the cover of the August issue of Time magazine, where she penned her essay, "It's Okay to Not Be Okay." She begins the essay by showing just how woke she has become in her time away from the spotlight, which we were already seeing evidence of. Issues that are so obvious to me at face value, like wearing a mask in a pandemic or kneeling to show support for anti-racism, are ferociously contested. I mean, wow. Yeah, kneeling before the flag, forcing other people to kneel, that's not exactly mainstream by any sense of the word. In the piece, she stands by her decision to withdraw from the French Open while also advocating for athletes to be able to take breaks from media scrutiny, saying bluntly, athletes are humans, which is true. I can't wait to see what she has to say in her next Netflix documentary, which is going to be produced by LeBron James. That should be fun. All right, next up, Democrats continuing to push this idea. Republicans are trying to prevent minorities and people of color from voting. On MSNBC, Joy Reid, known for allowing people to say outrageous things. Earlier tonight, a Texas Democrat claimed Republicans are taking measures to block the black vote. Take a listen.
Put poll watchers in minority areas, and they are normally people of different nationalities than the areas that they place them. And they are there to intimidate the workers, not the workers, but they intimidate the voters.
I mean, you can pretty much say anything at this point. I mean, somebody tomorrow night will come on and just say that Republicans are trying to murder everybody in the country that's not white, and it'll just be, Joy Reid will just nod. Yep, I agree. Over on CNN, Chris Cuomo let another Texas Democrat make similar claims despite zero proof to back it up.
We're not as red as people think. We're becoming purple. And so the only way you can stop that momentum is to change the game. Just like you said, let's make the hurdles higher. Let's put more tripwire on the ground. Let's make it a crime to vote in Texas. And that's the only way these folks can hold on to power. So when it comes to survival of the fittest, they're not willing to be pragmatic or bipartisan.
The funniest part about what he just said is that the state of Texas is becoming purple, and he's right. The best part is why. Why? Because other liberal states have failed so badly that liberal people are leaving them and moving to Texas to escape the BS of living in a liberal state. But they're so dumb that they go to that state and vote for Democrats, which is just the best part of the whole story. These people pushing this, by the way, are the same people who said voter ID was racist until they saw polling that indicated that everybody agrees with voter ID, and they realize that everybody thinks they're idiots. So these are the people trying to lecture you about all of this. Just keep that in mind. Finally, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo congratulating himself for his handling of COVID-19. During a virtual address to the National Governors Association, Cuomo patted himself on the back for his COVID policies, the ones that killed an estimated 50,000 plus New Yorkers, including about 15,000 nursing home residents. He told his fellow governors they all have a new credibility thanks to the pandemic.
Very few people were going through what we went through, and we went through it together. And speaking for myself, it was a tremendous personal benefit. Governors have a new credibility. Governors have a new status. Let us use it well, and let us use it to do well.
The man who got a $5.1 million book deal for his pandemic memoir. He failed to mention anything about his administration's cover-up of the state's nursing home death toll or the sexual allegations against him from all of those other women. Of course, he didn't bring that up. But he's just, I mean, he's going to barricade himself in that mansion. He's not going anywhere.
Hey, I'm Rob Schmitt. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.